At the end of each cycle, and for us, quarterly is a core cycle that we would recommend, teams should do a retrospective. And this is where you look at, based on your mission and vision, so what you're trying to ultimately achieve, how do we do? And you're thinking about your quarterly plan in detail here. So what went well? And this is where you get the team together to talk about the plan that we have. You've probably just spent a quarter, week after week, talking about this plan, and we'll go into that in just a second. But at this point, we need to get the team together and say, based on that plan and what we're ultimately trying to achieve, what went well? What are we feeling really good about? What were the wins? This is a fun exercise. People list it out. You'll quickly see, and it'll resonate with you, all of the areas that you just experienced that went really well. And I would also recommend voting on this. So having everyone place, up to 4 stars, so we can sort to the top and learn from what went well. The next part is what didn't go so well. Super important that we do this. This is an area that we come together as a team to understand as we work together. What are the areas that didn't go so well? We set out, we had this plan, we had these things that did go well, but what got in the way? And what do we need to learn from? And how do we need to change that going forward? You'll learn a tremendous amount from this. It shouldn't surprise you. You'll recognize things. But the beauty is your whole team's contributing. Everybody should be adding 3 to 4 items to this area. So this is not about just the leader adding items. Everybody adding the input, and then voting and kind of really sorting the top things up and talking about them. If we thought what didn't go well was we weren't collaborating, or the time zones got in the way of how we work around the planet, let's talk about that, because we're going to need to act on that. And then we work with the team to say, so what are the learnings? If you look at the what didn't go well and what went well, what do we learn this quarter? What can we take from this that we want to continue to apply going forward? And having people contribute here and talking about this, it'll be typically a shorter list of just a few items. It's fantastic. And then the last part is action items. So what do we need to do? If we look at this retrospective, what are the things that we need to act on in the coming quarters? And these are things that really should show up as you kick off the next quarter planning into your SWOT. They might show up as a weakness, might show up as an opportunity, but what are some of the things that we need to consider? And ultimately, some of this will show up in your core quarterly plan of how you continue to operate at your best.